Thanks very much, delighted to be here. Nice to see you all. I'm really honoured to share a platform. I suppose I'm the only one that doesn't get a photo, by the way. You can take one, there's your opportunity. A few confessions first of all. I'm a Southsider. I'm a Labour member. A bit of an apologist. I believe in independence. But the most surprising confession is my modern studies teacher doesn't believe in politics. And it's not because I have to teach the finer points like STV or AMS while the history lot next door watching Schindler's List, or they're building a volcano in geography, and I'm sitting there having to go through all the particulars. It's because I think the word politics has been hijacked. And no offence, Bob, but I think most of us associate it with politicians up Newsnight, things like that, talking, jargon, all the political spinning. And it makes it look like something else. It's not about that. I'm sure many of you cultured West End people know about Aristotle.
Very hell.
Yeah, well, let's say Southsider. You know what I'm saying? And in his search for what was the perfect life, what are the essentials to the good life, the moral life, there were moral, ethical questions. And all it was for him was that it was an extension of that into the polis. The polis. Not the Harry Healing kind, of course, but the city-state. And for him it was, what kind of polis, what sort of society do you want to live in? What does our society say about us? Now, some people in our society, just now, if you can see that, think that there's nothing wrong with the society that we have right now. They are very happy to defend the way we live. They think there is no alternative, no option. Some questions. Well, do you want to live in a society where inequalities are at the widest since most of us were alive? Do you want millionaires, 74% of them in the current government, making decisions for people earning below minimum wage? Do you want to live in a world where welfare or proud welfare state is not a byword for parasites and scroungers, where institutions are being sold off to private enterprises despite opposition in every aspect of society? That's not the society I want to live in. So what's the solution? Well, I feel as a teacher, my job is to try and inspire the next generation, and up there on my walls I've got, apart from no chewing gum on the board and all that stuff, is be the change you want to see in the world. Do it. You think, yes, the young people are going to do it. So when I approach the word independence, we talk about the referendum, and what I hear, oh no sir, you couldn't do that. We're too poor. Scotland's just a daft wee country. Oh, and yeah, brick wall. So you got to go into my staff room, and I start talking, and I'm probably the same way that you guys talk to people you know as well, and you let it out there. Independence, what do you think? What do you think? And you get to hear the same things. Oh, can you not see that Alex Salmon? Oh no, he's just trying to dupe us all. SNP are a joke. There's no way we're going to go, I'm an internationalist, not a nationalist. All that. And my heart just sinks. And I think, is this it? Is this all we can hope for? Are we a nation that's given up? Child poverty, mounting inequalities, destruction of our very social fabric. From a parliament hundreds of miles away that's not accountable, that we don't vote for. I spent a long time thinking about this, thinking, why are we out as Yes campaign? Why are we here tonight? Why are we champing on doors? Why are we at stalls attending all these events? And I think it's because generally maybe we're all deluded optimists, but I genuinely believe we can make a difference. And you know what's even better? All it is a pen stroke away. A year from now, one pen stroke. And it's not some tartan utopia that I want to see, that we're all, get the whiskey and the bagpipes out. Not at all. I think it's going to be, I want to see a modern, progressive 21st century nation that I can be proud of. One that protects the vulnerable and the communities that will work, that empowers us to make decisions, where we retain the principles of welfare state and the NHS. And I want to be part of that nation, a just, socially fair, tolerant, dynamic, internationalist Scotland. I don't hate England, not at all. I'm proud to belong to the British family, whatever that means. I've worked down south, tons of pals, all that stuff. But it's what I find, same with Cat, is Westminster. For me, that's the biggest problem, not just to Scotland, for a lot of England as well. And that's what curtails a lot of aspirations. It suffocates a lot of our dreams and any ideas that we've got that go against their dogma that emanates from that neoliberal central core. I joined Labour for Independence just over a year ago, having listened to Dennis and Alan Grogan, Gene Freeman, a few other folk, and I was genuinely inspired. I'd never ever been involved in a campaign before. Luckily, see, I'm a wee bit too young for the '97 campaign. I've always believed in the Labour movement, and I've always grown up proud of Baxton, Hardy, all these names that are my heroes. And despite the Iraq war and dodgy governments and Tony Blair, I naively still held on to the belief that Labour could change Britain until the 2010 general election. And I watched the results come through, and my heart just sunk again. And I think, no, I don't want that kind of Labour Party. That's not the Labour I want to be proud of, or be a member of, or associate with. I think we need to reclaim Labour. It's a great, great brand with a proud tradition. And these imposters that are in charge of it right now, they have no mandate. They don't have the monopoly over Labour. What is ours? We are Labour. And I think Labour-minded voters have a huge role to play in this election, referendum. The Labour movement must face up to the fact that they're the heir not only to the Home Rule movement, historically, but of progressive left politics. If we want to be the party of equality, fairness and social justice, we can't get that by voting no. We must vote yes. We've got to reclaim Labour from the forces of Labour London. It's the only way to ensure a genuine, credible left of centre party with its bedrock in the hearts and ambitions of many people in Scotland. The Yes campaign needs people like yourself, people that have a social conscience, people with a positive vision for an alternative Scotland. We can be the generation that makes a difference. We can go down in history saying that we were the generation that stood up and said, do you know what? No in our names. We want something different. We want something better. I think these platforms can only do so much talking tonight. I think the hard work comes up when you come away from these things, and it's about using this energy, using the thoughts that maybe come into your head and getting active, getting involved in one of the organisations here, or Yes Scotland, to help to make that change. Because I believe if we inspire, listen and engage to people, we can truly be that change that we want to see in the world. And come next year, we may very well have a society that I can be proud of, that you can be proud of, and it can actually genuinely have a Labour movement. I'll fight for that, and I ask you to join us in doing that as well. Thanks very much.